Parashat Chag Pesach, 3rd of March 2026. My dear friends and readers, Shalom from Israel, when feast is awaited. Understanding the Word of God according to the teaching of the Church, especially after the Declaration Nostra Aetate, must involve listening to Israel, its tradition, and its interpretation. This attitude must be taken more seriously by Christians when it comes to understand the New Testament. Since the message of the New Testament comes from within Judaism at the end of the Second Temple period, it's only by immersing ourselves in the universe where we will find true meaning of the Christian faith, which is not extrinsic to Judaism but intrinsic to it. In a sense, living alongside the Jewish people with their living tradition in the land of Israel makes the text speaks to the present day in today's language. Is all the past were happening now, or is the present were happening in the time that the text describes? As well known, Israel is currently under intense pressure. It is not a recent phenomenon. In its sense, proclaiming its independence in 1948, its existence has been threatened. Throughout all these years, existence has been denied by its neighbors, the Arab countries, and many other countries around the world. The effort to defend and protect itself demands investment in knowledge, economic resources, and human treasures. However, curiously, Israel has progressed steadily, and many sectors have reached the top position in the world. Paradoxically, despite the bombs that are launched intensely every day from the north to the south of the country, the celebration of Pesach occupies a central place in the life of every Jew in Israel. The cleaning and everything living, the preparation of food, the concern for being fed family, and above all, reflecting and discussing, explaining the meaning of the celebration. What the Torah says alive, it happens, that you may remember the day you came out from the land of Egypt, all the days of your life, and you shall tell your son on that day. In fact, one lives for the Pesach Haggadah says, one should feel as one were living Egypt today, existing before Israel, the Pharaoh did not give up, attacking even after the people had already left. He still pursued them to exterminate them. Israel experienced this in the past and today. The Pharaoh did not disappear, but Israel simultaneously lives with the certainty that the Pharaoh would not defeat it. The one and unique God who freed in the past continues to free today. Therefore, the fast that the Jewish people celebrate each year and celebrating now is not the act of remembering the fast, the story of the exodus from Egypt, the departure from slavery to freedom, but a life experience of the act being celebrated around the center table. To give voice to the very text the Jewish people experienced this Saturday night, I present a short excerpt from the Pesach Haggadah explaining the main points of this celebration. Rabbi Gamil says, anyone who does not say these three things on Pesach has not fulfilled his duty to say and explain the main points of the Hag Pesach, and these are Pesach, Matzah, and Manor. Pesach, which our ancestors ate while the temple was still standing. For what reason? Because the Holy One, blessed be to pass over the houses of our ancestors in Egypt. As it is said, you will say is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel. In Egypt, when they struck Egypt, and he saved the houses, and the people bowed down and worshipped. This matzah that we ate, for what reason? Because the dough of our ancestors did not have time to live in until the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be, His appeared to them and redeemed them. And they said, and they baked unleavened cakes of the dough, and sailed from the out of Egypt. But it was not leavened, because they were driven out of Egypt, and could not tarry, and there did they make a feast for them. What is bitter we eat? Because the Egyptians made the lives of our ancestors bitter in Egypt. And it said, and they made their lives bitter in hard labor and mortar, and brick its all work in the field, and the service in which they made to serve with hardship. Pesach is also called the Spring Festival, because it falls in the north from the month of Nisan, the spring month, as written, observe the month of Nisan and celebrate the Pesach to the Lord your God, for in the month of Nisan the Lord brought you out of Egypt by night. May the time of liberation, springtime for the Israel come soon. Certainly a feast at peace, free from threats without perils. The whole world will benefit from peace, security, and God, relation with one another. At Pesach,